need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A judge rules that a man from Sturtevant facing child pornography charges is competent to proceed in court. 19-year-old Julian Cruz was arrested on 15 charges of possession of child pornography in December. Investigators say Cruz admitted to possessing child sexual abuse material for about 4 years and knew he would eventually be caught. He's due back in court for a preliminary hearing in March. After a significant error by the Department of Human Resources, Milwaukee County's Finance Committee is moving forward on a new health insurance contract. County board members abruptly found out last week the county's contract with United Healthcare expired at the end of last year. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley says this was due to an accounting error by a Human Resources employee. Crowley's office confirmed that the department's HR Benefits Director, Tony Mays, is no longer employed with the county. Chief HR Officer Marco Franklin.
So I do agree 100% that we should do a full audit to find out exactly what happened. I'm committed to looking at email communications, anything and everything that I can to find out what happened.
County employees are still fully covered under the old deal. The county board will vote on the new healthcare contract this Thursday. Falsely identifying ICE agents is one major concern among Milwaukee community members. Residents voiced their concerns surrounding potential ICE presence at a town hall meeting last night. Emilio DeTore with the Milwaukee Turners.
We train legal observers, and so if you're interested in being a nonpartisan observer to monitor law enforcement interactions with civilian, whether that's federal law enforcement or city law enforcement, we trained with volunteers and great folks 250 new legal observers Saturday.
DeTore says it is important not to spread misinformation about the presence of ICE agents. There is currently no proof of a major ICE operation coming to Milwaukee. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. It has been a wild day. When we are done, I got to tell this great story before my guest comes in about what I witnessed today. It's going to be on TV today. I want to watch and see if it made it to TV. I didn't make it on TV, which is probably a good thing because I don't ever want to be on TV unless it's something positive or talking about Black History Month. Hey, have you noticed that nobody came to the truth this year to talk about Black History Month? Like every single year we were here, people always came to talk to us about Black History Month. I don't think Milwaukee cares about Black History Month anymore. I think the media stopped playing the game and said, we ain't thinking about no Black History Month. But I think you should. It's only day 3. But I think it's important that we take a look at the things that are in our lives during Black History Month. I think it's important that we honor the fact that we spend time and that things are happening and going on and things that are important to our daily lives. We need to start paying attention to what's going on. We need to pay attention to our past. We need to pay attention to our present. And we need to pay attention to our future. Now, it's difficult to do that sometimes because, well, life happens. And when life happens, we tend to get a little, misdirected. I'll just say that. We get a little misdirected. We get a little turned around. But really, we're here to celebrate this month. We're here to celebrate and spend time honoring where we came from, where we are today, and where we're going to and how we're going to build a future. We talk about struggle. You heard it throughout everybody's show since Monday. We talk about the struggle, the sacrifice, the resilience. We celebrate our ancestors who survived over 400 plus years of atrocities, and we should. But Black History Month isn't just about remembering pain. It's about recognizing progress. It's about building what they never had a chance to build, meaning our ancestors. And one of the biggest pieces in our community today, it ain't hustle. It's actually protection. So we talk about generational wealth all the time. I talk about it on my show all the time. But wealth without protection disappears in one crisis, one generation. It's gone. And now the most powerful yet overlooked tool in protecting Black families today is life insurance. And I know people get tired of hearing about it because now people hear that and they think life insurance and it's about death. No, life insurance is about what happens to your family when life hits. It's about making sure love doesn't become a financial disaster. So during this month, during Black History Month, we're going to talk about the 3 most important things life insurance can do for a Black family right now. And I've got a guest coming up in a few minutes who's going to talk about just that. But first, I want to throw some stuff at you. One, if you got life insurance, it creates immediate financial stability. So somebody passes away. Guess what? It might be you. The emotional pain is already unbearable, but for many Black families, the pain is what actually breaks them. The finances, the funeral costs, the bills, medical bills, lost income, got to pay your rent, got to pay your mortgage, got to pay your gas bill, and the family is grieving and drowning at the same time. Life insurance can step in and say, yep, you can breathe now. It pays for final expenses without begging. It keeps families in their homes without begging. It keeps kids in their schools without begging. It keeps the lights on without begging. Wealth. Now, it doesn't start with millions. Wealth starts literally with not being wiped out by an emergency. Our ancestors were constantly wiped out by systems the government created and people created. We can't keep being wiped out by a lack of preparation. That's on us. Life insurance gives stability in a storm. And stability, and we've been talking about it for the last couple months and toward the end of the year. Stability is the foundation of everything. Number two, it stops all the drama and all the instability from occurring again. So here's something we don't talk about. Every time a black family in Milwaukee loses a provider without life insurance, the next generation usually has to start from scratch. My mother had life insurance, and she left a little for us. God willing, when I die, I'll have life insurance, and I'll leave something for them, a little more, and it'll build and build over time. But when you don't, you start from scratch. Savings disappear, homes and personal property get sold, college plans canceled, business closed, dreams delayed. That's not just grief. You've literally set back an entire generation. Life insurance can literally change that. Instead of rebuilding, families continue. Instead of losing assets, they keep them. Instead of falling behind, they move forward. And that's how progress actually happens. Just simply moving forward. Not just by working hard, but literally protecting what you work for. Our ancestors didn't get to back down much because so much was taken from them. You have the opportunity, and I have the opportunity to pass things down now. But that's only if we protect it. Life insurance is one of the simplest ways to make sure your children do not have to undo everything you worked for in your life. You worked and built a house and bought a house and took care of it, and you died and didn't have life insurance, and it's gone. They have to sell it just to save what little is left. And then number three, it creates opportunity and legacy. We've been talking about legacy, but people, it's cute. It's a buzzword. Oh, I got a legacy. I want to leave a legacy, but nobody really says how. Life insurance isn't about just covering bills. It literally can fund your future. It can fund college education, future home ownership by children and grandchildren, business startups, investments. Imagine a young black student knowing college is paid for just because a parent planned ahead. So when my mother passed away in 1995, my youngest daughter wasn't born yet. My oldest daughter was. And she made one mistake, which is what most people do. They think it's cute to leave their money to children, right? The problem is when you leave money to children, children can't take a hold of money that's gifted them. I had to go to court, pay a lawyer to go to court to file a form to have all of my minor daughter's stuff transferred to her parents so we could take care of it for her. So it's easy. If you got a will or something, just put it in there and say, hey, you're to take care of this. You're the custodian, take care of that. I'm not a lawyer. You need to go see a competent professional about that. The point I'm trying to make is that my mother didn't do that, and we ended up having to go to court. The cool thing about it, she left us enough money, so when my oldest daughter went to college, high school. When she went to high school, about the time, my kids are a few years apart, so you kind of had double things going at the same time. And we couldn't be in 2 or 3 places at the same time and working during the day and working 12-hour days and being a cop overnight and all that drama going to school. So my oldest daughter was able to buy a car, a little used car, bought with the money we saved when my mother passed away. It was a little gray Ford Focus, terrible little car, raggedy, rusty little car. But it got her to school, and she started driving, I think, her junior year of high school. When she was done with it, my youngest daughter drove it. Soon as she got her license at 15 and a half, I think like when she became a sophomore, she was driving to school. They named that car Lucy. I love Lucy. Anyway, so imagine a family keeping a home that becomes generational property. Imagine a business that continues instead of closing. That's legacy. Black History Month is about legacy. Life insurance is one of today's best, most efficient tools. This is me talking for legacy building. It turns tragedy into transition instead of collapse. Now, let's be honest. You insure your car, you insure your cell phone, you insure your house, you insure your apartment. But the very life that makes that possible, no. Historically, Black families are locked out of financial systems. Today, access isn't the problem. Action is. We can't talk about generational wealth without talking about generational protection. We can't celebrate Black excellence once a year and then ignore Black preparedness every single day after that. Our ancestors did the best they could with what they had. We now have the tools they didn't, so what are you doing? Life insurance does those powerful three things. It creates stability in crisis. It prevents generational setbacks and builds opportunity and legacy. That's not fear, that's responsibility. That's wisdom. Because honoring the past means protecting the future. And here's the realest part of it all, right? You can have dreams, you can have plans, you can have hustle, but none of it matters if your family are struggling when you're gone. Plan, well, you got to be alive to plan. Plan while you're living. Protect while you're breathing. Because I'm going to tell you, when you're dead, you know what the truth is? You're dead.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman, celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017thetruthAwards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Office, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This Friday night, we have a city conference showdown as the Milwaukee Juneau Pioneers battle the Carmen Northwest Eagles. Fast breaks, big shots, and bragging rights on the line. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. The City Conference Game of the Week on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools and presented by Gruber Law Offices.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
If you have built-in advantages as a white person that you just have, and it's not like a white kid has sat down when they're young and say, okay, white kid, you have all these advantages. They just exist. It's built into the fabric of what America is. And I don't expect them to want to willingly give up their advantages. Just like I don't expect someone who is successful to share their secrets of their success. I expect successful people to gatekeep.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. And I am a member at Educators Credit Union, where your money is powered by purpose. Educators Credit Union, community advocates, driven to uplift the Milwaukee community with donations to local organizations such as Milwaukee Tool Library and sponsorship of events, large and small, that take place in your backyard. Make the switch like I did. Go to ECU.com. That's ECU.com. It's insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, what's up, SE? How are you this afternoon? Lucretia, Willie. Hey, what's going on, Willie? Yes, study hall is here. Where's Quanda? Where's Quanda? Let me check my talking text line, because y'all be hollering at me, and sometimes I forget, and then y'all scream at me, "You didn't talk to me in the talking text line all day." So today we've got a great guest in. She's been here before. Lanita Dawson. She is going to be talking to us about the same thing I was complaining about in my open, and that is, why ain't y'all taking care of your family? And so in my opening rant, yes, I reminded you, you got to protect your family while you're breathing, because when you're dead, the truth is you're dead and there's nothing you can do. So one way to do it is life insurance. So she's here to talk about just that. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Okay,
today?
You got to move that microphone close to you. Now, you can't be afraid of it. Or move yourself close to the however you want to.
Okay.
And so, also want to remind you, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you will never miss a live show. And if you're lazy like I am, you can just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or go to 1017 The Truth app and just listen to the show 24 hours a day. Yes, I'm a radiophile. I'm a radio weirdo. So.
That's okay.
Like you're an insurance weirdo.
I am.
Like you know everything insurance.
Just about.
So tell us about yourself, about your company, and what you actually do.
Okay. Well, like you said, Lanita Dawson. My business is Jacob's Legacy Ladder, and I am an insurance broker. So that's a little different than an life insurance agent. Because
an agent works for a captive company.
That's correct.
You can find insurance basically anywhere you got a relationship with.
That is correct.
And can probably do a little bit better at making sure they get what they need versus what they think they want and what other people want to sell.
Exactly. So my job is to assist families in educating them to make sure they understand what is going to best fit their budget and their needs. So it's not a one-size-fits-all.
Right.
As we know, and especially in our community, we are faced with a lot of health issues. So we want to make sure that we're picking the right company for their need.
But what does that mean? I mean, you've been doing this for how long?
I've been in insurance about 20 plus years.
But you're only 28 years old, so you was doing it when you were 8 years old. All right. So. Do people really understand how life insurance works? How does it work? Because people think they're just putting their money. They think of life insurance the way they think of their car insurance. Mm-hmm. I paid it. I never had an accident. And now I'm 80 years old and I can't drive and I wasted all that money.
It's not a waste.
Because
like you said earlier, when you're dead, you're dead. You can't help your family when you're no longer here, especially if you are the breadwinner of your family.
Okay.
I know today a lot of the husband and the wife is working,
mm-hmm.
but you still need to supplement that income if something happens to one of them. God forbid something happens to both. And then the children are left, in the system. We don't want that.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we put systems in place policies in place
mm-hmm.
to ensure that the families are covered and they have what they need.
So it sounds like I need life insurance, but I also probably need a will too.
Yes.
Because I need something that's going to tell the life insurance what to do.
Yes. Now that gets into a lot of legal things, which I am not an attorney. I do not have a license to do that. But for the most part, I partner with people who can assist families to set up wills and trust.
Because really, basically, a will tells it tells your will of what you want to happen with what you have, including insurance.
That's correct.
Many times you just sign on the dotted line, I'm going to die, Lanita gets it, and that's it. And now you got a kid who's 21 years old with $500,000 and I'm going crazy. It's going to last forever. And as usual, 5 years later, poof.
It's gone.
Nothing.
Right.
And so you do a lot of education with that too.
Yes, that's very, very important.
Okay.
Because you don't want to leave money and you don't have a plan in place for your children.
But what if my children want to do what they want to do?
But you can set it up where they can't, which is really good. So that's why my job is to educate you and to let you know how to do that.
And remind me sometime that your children might not be the best, or your children might be the best.
They might be.
Okay.
So, and a lot of times people forget about this too. If you don't have children,
right,
you may have a cause that's important to you or close to your heart. You can definitely.
You mean like Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated?
Yes, please donate to the any cause.
The Delta Endowment
Sigma
Fund,
Theta Sorority Incorporated.
which you're a proud member.
I am a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta. Yes, and we are in working with the system. I'm sorry, we're working with companies. And to help people understand what is important for them. So, for an example, I have several companies that I work with, but there's one in particular who gives back to the community. So they have grants available, they have scholarships available, so they're also giving back to the community. So your premium dollars is broad. And I know you mentioned earlier about I'm 80 and I don't need car insurance anymore. But if you wait till you're 80 to get life insurance, it's going to be astronomical.
Frighteningly expensive.
Yes.
Right.
So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that you have what you need with what your income is. And if that changes, we adjust. So we always ask people to review their policies with their insurance agent. And it doesn't necessarily have to be their insurance agent. It may be somebody that you trust. And I've done that as well. I'm not trying to pull anybody else's customers, but I want to make sure that people are reviewing what their needs are because they change.
Right.
So, and you want to make sure that whatever you have in place fits the change in your life.
Okay. When we come back, I want you to explain to us how insurance works.
Sure.
Like you pay and then it goes here and then they do this and then they do that. And if you don't use it, this is what happens. And if you do use it, this is what happens. Because most people, kind of weird, most people never experience that unless someone in their family dies.
That's correct.
Or they die and they don't experience that.
Right.
And so they kind of look at it as I'm dropping it in the hole. So explain the industry when we come back.
Sounds good.
Lanita Dawson, she is part of Jacob's
Legacy Ladder.
Legacy Ladder. I always forget the legacy. I always remember Jacob's Legacy Ladder, LLC. She is an insurance broker, which means she can sell pretty much anything, well, as long as it's insurance.
Life insurance.
Okay, life insurance, because she might be trying to sell you a car.
No.
And we definitely don't want that.
No.
And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Well, we still have the problems on 94 eastbound just before Calhoun. We've got the right shoulder blocked now with this crash. Emergency crews are still on the scene, so just be careful, but they have reopened all the lanes. We do have delays, though, all the way back from Highway F to Calhoun. More delays then from just before 76th Street past 68th. We've got an issue with 43 northbound right about at Locust. The left lane is blocked with some debris. Squads there. Hopefully they'll be able to get that out of there soon. Delays are coming in from before North Avenue. The southbound side is slowing from Locust down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, a few clouds with a low of 9 above. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 25. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Truth Nation, it's time once again to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community at the second annual Truth Community Awards, happening Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 inside the 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. This award show will honor the unsung heroes who show up, give back, and make a positive impact in our community every single day. We are rolling out the red carpet and showing love to those who truly deserve it. Buy your tickets now by visiting 1017thetruthAwards.com. Tickets are just $20, which includes free food and exclusive Truth giveaways. Join the 1017 The Truth team for an unforgettable night of entertainment, inspiration, and community pride at the second annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 in Milwaukee. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Cousin Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. With 2 days to go before the NBA trade deadline, the market for Giannis Antetokounmpo has started to make progress as the Milwaukee Bucks have submitted counteroffers to teams aggressively looking to deal for the two-time MVP. The Miami Heat, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Golden State Warriors, and the New York Knicks are among the most active suitors. The Milwaukee Bucks head into a matchup against the Chicago Bulls tonight after losing 5 in a row. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. 6 teams have officially left their regional sports network and joined Major League Baseball on Monday, essentially shredding their local media contracts, the Milwaukee Brewers being one of those teams. The teams have decided to partner with MLB, which will produce their games for the 2026 season and beyond. On Twitter, the Brewers confirmed that fans within the Brewers' home television market will have options to watch games on cable and satellite television or stream through MLB.TV app. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. My guest from, don't say it, Jacob's Legacy Ladder. I got it right. Lanita Dawson. She is the owner and the proprietor, insurance broker, licensed insurance broker here in the state of Wisconsin. 833-212-1017 is the number if she can answer any of your questions. Of course, she can't answer what you should actually do, but she can answer some of the basic over-the-top questions. And Al Walters said, what if I need term life insurance now and I'm 65?
It's definitely possible.
Okay. And so he should contact you. And how would he do that?
262-737-4130.
262-737... 4130. All right. So we'll keep repeating that. So how does insurance actually work? I mean, you pay, and then if something happens, they pay out. But I know my premiums don't cover what I get paid. So if I have a $100,000 policy and I'm paying you $100 a month, and I pay that for 5 years, that's not a lot of money. That's like $27,000.
Right.
But I'm getting back $100,000.
Right.
So, how's that work?
So life insurance companies have like a bucket. It's like a savings account. So as you pay your premiums, that bucket gets larger. So then they have the ability to pay the policies as death claims come in. In addition to any policy that may have living benefits in them, and basically a living benefits policy or rider tells you that...
Now, what's a rider? Something you add to the policy?
That you add to the policies.
Okay.
But a lot of companies that I work with is a part of it. So you don't have to, you don't get charged more for it.
Okay.
So living benefits is just that. It's while you're living. So if there is a critical illness, if there is any... say cancer or anything that comes up after you've already received the policy, there's a portion that the companies will allow you to pull to take care of yourself.
Okay.
So then there's, again, we're talking about that breadwinner thing. So that income is not there because you're trying to heal. And that portion of the living benefits will allow you to do that. So all of those premiums are given to the insurance company, and that insurance company is then basically investing in themselves.
Okay.
So that money grows, so then they're able to pay any benefits that.
And so they also invest in the market to make 2, 3, 4, 5% on something safe to make sure they have money. Because every now and then something catastrophic happens.
Yes.
And so, and they don't take everybody from everywhere.
Right.
And they have underwriting rules that they say, okay, if you are sick to the point where you're, well, no, that's probably not true because every insurance company will figure out a way to come up with a premium for you to pay it.
Well, depending on the company.
But by and large, most insurance companies are ethical.
Yes.
And they understand that this is how long normal people live. So if you apply at a certain age with a certain illness or lack of illness, they can kind of pinpoint, since they have history on their side.
That's correct.
How long you'll probably live.
Right. So that is what they consider mortality table.
Right.
And just based on that is how they rate certain policies for different ages.
And so I want a policy. So I call you and I say, hey, Lanita, I want a policy. I want X amount of dollars. How do you know, or how do you tell me how much money I need for my family?
So what we complete is a financial need analysis. And basically we go through the income in the household, your debt, what you're saving, and then what you have left over.
And so really the question you answer, because I know you have to be polite and all that, the question you answer is, if I die right now, How much do I need in order for my family to continue?
That's correct.
And leave a legacy.
That's correct.
But you don't want to ask it like that because then people go, well, I'm not going to die.
Right.
Which is weird because everybody's going to die.
Exactly. So,
and so you fill out this form, and then they give it to you, and then you do what?
And then we sit down and go over it.
Uh-huh.
And in that is the education piece. So I kind of break down why it looks like you need $1 million, but you didn't think you needed more than 100,000. Because if you have smaller children, you're probably going to need something that's going to last a little longer because they have to grow up.
And when you say last a little longer, that means that you take it and you invest it.
That's correct.
And you live off the interest. Because most people don't know, on average, if you invest $1 million and get 5% back, that's only $50,000 a year. But if you can guarantee $50,000 a year for the rest of your life, you can go out and get another job and not really be stressed.
That's correct.
You can pay for college and not really be, okay.
Yes.
She might know what she's talking about.
So those things are, again, life insurance is not so black and white. Life insurance is built for your need. So there are different products, and it's a vast products.
It's just you got whole life, you got universal life, you got universal, what's the other one? Variable universal.
Index,
you know,
annuities.
Which is kind of weird to me because if it's an index, why can't I invest it and then I'll just get it cheap? You know, all those things that you educate them on and say, this is how this works.
Right.
And what might be bad for one person might be good for another one.
That is correct.
How's that work, though?
Again, it depends on your lifestyle, what your expenses are.
Fly first class.
Well,
eat at all the best restaurants.
If you're used to that lifestyle.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm dead, so it won't matter then. So.
Well, of course, but your family, if they're used to that lifestyle,
right.
You want to make sure that you have a plan in place to continue that.
So let me get back to that. So when we come back, I want to cover the part about I've filled it out. You walked me through it, and now you've told me this is how much you need. Let's talk about what happens after that.
Of course.
I tell you, yes, I want the policy, and talk about all the stuff I have to do and the hoops I have to jump through and the cartwheels and all that stuff.
Okay.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Let me see what I was supposed to read. Oh, I want to remind you to mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th. Are you coming to the second annual
Truth do plan on it, yes.
Community Awards, presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and hosted by Homer Blow, and Bailey Coleman, celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Go to 1017thetruth.com to learn more. There's a huge tile right there. Just click it. Take you to Eventbrite, buy at least 2 tickets, or else I'm going to come after you. Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffel's Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. That's Friday, February 20th. And also, we want to celebrate Black excellence in the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, you'll be hearing voices, stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. I'm going to have Dr. Ken's Trivia every single Friday in February. Well, not every Friday, but the first 3 Fridays in February, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know about. And Tori Lowe's going to have Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month as 1017 The Truth uplifts the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history. It's happening every day. 1017 The Truth celebration of Black History Month is presented proudly by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Life isn't a single moment. It's a shared ribbon that bends through the years. It binds us to the things and people we love most. One insurance company knows this because they live it. For 100 years, we've been with your family for the moments that matter most. Erie Insurance. Find a local agent at erieinsurance.com.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. If you have any insurance questions, you can give us a call. You can hit us on the talk and text line. You can hit us on the YouTube chat. We're at 833-212-1017 is the number. Lanita Dawson, Jacob's Legacy Ladder, LLC. She's an insurance broker. She can get you life insurance. She's licensed in the state of Wisconsin. So I need term. I'm 65 years old. And I come to you, you fill out the application. Every company has their own application, right?
That is correct.
So one might be 3 pages, the other one might be 30.
That's correct.
It kind of really doesn't change whether it's term or whole life or universal or variable universal. It's kind of like we need all this information.
Yes.
How, let's see if I asked the right question. How exploratory is the application? Like, what do they all want to know about you?
So today, because everything is so digital, it makes it a lot easier for them to get information. And what I tell people
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Well, it is what it is. Like you were talking about the MIB board, the Medical Information Board.
Right.
All of your information is there. So if you leave out something from telling me to put on the application, guess what? It's going to come up. And that may
affect. And if I lie on that, then it might affect
your premium.
The cost, or just they don't cover you?
That's correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. So that process is just depending on the product that you have, it can be very in-depth. It may take 45 minutes. It may take 20 minutes.
Or 45 days. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it just depends on what you decide to do.
And so they come in, they say, yes, we're going to cover you. And you pay, usually depending on the company, an initial premium.
Yes.
And that'll bind you. So they say, we got you.
Right.
They may ask for additional stuff, or they may say, you're straight. We can set up monthly payments, quarterly payments, annual payments, and then it goes from there.
That's correct.
So they want information on me, but they also want, because insurance isn't like anything else. You die if you have a will or a trust and all that. If the trust doesn't own it, and the will doesn't say where it goes, whoever's name you put Lanita Dawson. Lanita get that money.
That's correct.
And so because everybody has access to it who works in that industry, funeral industry, life insurance, any agent can go, hey, I found your policy is here with that company. And it's like, but you have to be understanding in that you're going, it's like, I guess it's like the medical field, right?
It is. It is. Because if you think about it, we're insuring you, your body. And if you have something going on in your body,
well, I don't want you to know.
But I'm going to know if you've gone to the doctor.
Wow.
They're not going to tell me what it is specifically. You have to contact the insurance company yourself.
Right.
However, they will tell me that you've been denied based on,
And sometimes you can make a change. Sometimes there can be a correction, and then they have the information, and we go forward.
That's correct.
But sometimes it's like, hey, this was so egregious. Like, you basically lied, so we're not.
Right. And that will affect you if you try to go somewhere else.
Okay. And so I pass away, right? I got a $1 million policy. I got a $100,000 policy. What do I do? My spouse passes away, my son, my daughter, my aunt, my uncle, and I got to take care of it. Who do I call?
So you would call your agent.
Okay.
And your agent will assist you with the claims process.
And what if I don't know who their agent is, but I know they have a policy?
You can contact any agent with that.
Because there's a clearinghouse.
Right.
Wow. So all my information is in a clearinghouse somewhere.
Right.
And if I'm here and I die in Arizona or Montana, they can look it up and.
Yeah. The only thing we would need is a death certificate because they're not going to do any research without that.
Okay. And so it happens and my family member passes away and I come to you. What is it you would do for me?
So the first thing I would do, if you don't know about the policy, is find out if that person had a policy and if it was enforced.
Now, what does enforce mean?
Enforce means you continue to pay your premiums to make sure that the amount that you wanted would be given to your family. If you don't pay your premiums, then you don't have the policy.
So are there some policies that I can get that if I can't pay the premium, they'll pay the premium for me?
So that is considered a benefit, a rider, and those typically are an additional cost. You can do a waiver of premium, and with that, it'll give you an option if you are unable to, say, pay the quarterly amount, it'll pay it for you that time. But they are going to ask for you to pay that back.
Huh?
They'll ask.
And so last thing I want to ask about is whole life insurance. Everybody talks about whole life insurance. Everybody buys term because it's cheaper.
Right.
Or they're older and you can technically get more for your money. But whole life can be a saving mechanism. How's that work?
So that's a loaded question.
Of course. I ask loaded questions.
So whole life is considered a permanent policy.
Okay. And so you keep it till like 80 or 90 or whenever?
Typically, it's either 90 or 121.
121? Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I've seen on average.
Okay.
So with those policies, you have a little less that is a death benefit amount, so it's usually between $15,000 to $25,000. However, it's building cash value in the policy, so that is money that, again, like you said, it's savings, and depending on how long you keep it, will determine what's in there.
So I could conceivably, for a $50,000 or $100,000 policy with cash value, I could build up $500,000 or so in cash.
You could.
And use it as my own bank or take a loan.
Yes.
But you got to pay it back in some instances.
In some instances.
Okay.
In some instances. If you're doing a loan, then yes.
Okay. Well, that was simple enough, wasn't it? Clear as mud. And so if they want all of that cleared out and everything to be understood, how do they get in contact with you?
My number is 262-737-4130, or you can email me at jacobslegacyladder@gmail.com.
All right. Well, thank you much, ma'am. Lanita
Of course.
Dawson. She is I guess I don't have to say licensed. You're a I'm about to say real estate broker. You probably do that too, don't you? You just do everything. She just do everything. No, she don't. She's a life insurance broker, and that's one of the best things to be, because you have broad reach when it comes to helping people.
Right, that's correct.
Outstanding. Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm going to tell you, everybody in the YouTube chat is trying to figure out, are you the same Elle Dawson in the YouTube chat? And I told them, yes, she is.
I am.
Yep. And so Mao has a quick question, and we got about 30 seconds or so. How do you choose which one is better, whole life or term?
Again, it really depends on what your need is or what you are trying to do.
And the beauty of it is when you can see it side by side and see the numbers. That's different than just trying to decide on hope or what I think, and you don't even know.
Exactly.
Sort of like taking your friend with you to buy a car when they've never bought a car before.
That's correct. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Great seeing you.
Always.
All right. Hey, the 101.7 The Truth is the proud home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Panthers basketball is back in action tomorrow night as UWM celebrates Black History Month against the Detroit Mercy Titans. Matter of fact, a friend of mine is their president emeritus, so I'm going to have to call him and harass him if we win. Scott Warres has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock p.m. Hey, make sure you hang around. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 at 5. Ha, ha, ha. DJ Brother Z up next.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know, and Tori Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month long as 101.7 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history. Because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 101.7 The Truth's celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth Nation, make sure you tap in all week long as we'll be giving away a pair of tickets every single day to the second annual Truth Community Awards taking place on Friday, February 20th. Last year was fire, and this year we are turning it up even more as we celebrate the unsung heroes who are out here making a real impact in our community. So make sure you are tapped in all week long to the Truth so you don't miss your chance to win free tickets to the biggest and best community awards right here in our city.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A judge rules that a man from Sturtevant facing child pornography charges is competent to proceed in court. 19-year-old Julian Cruz was arrested on 15 charges of possession of child pornography in December. Investigators say Cruz admitted to possessing child sexual abuse material for about 4 years and knew he would eventually be caught. He's due back in court for a preliminary hearing in March. After a significant error by the Department of Human Resources, Milwaukee County's Finance Committee is moving forward on a new health insurance contract. County board members abruptly found out last week the county's contract with United Healthcare expired at the end of last year. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley says this was due to an accounting error by a human resources employee. Crowley's office confirmed that the department's HR benefits director, Tony Mays, is no longer employed with the county. Chief HR Officer Marco Franklin.
So I do agree 100% that we should do a full audit to find out exactly what happened. I'm committed to looking at email communications, anything and everything that I can to find out what happened.
County employees are still fully covered under the old deal. The county board will vote on the new healthcare contract this Thursday. Falsely identifying ICE agents is one major concern among Milwaukee community members. Residents voiced their concerns surrounding potential ICE presence at a town hall meeting last night. Emilio DeTore with the Milwaukee Turners.
We train legal observers, and so if you're interested in being a nonpartisan observer to monitor law enforcement interactions with civilian, whether that's federal law enforcement or city law enforcement, we trained with volunteers and great folks 250 new legal observers Saturday.
DeTore says it is important not to spread misinformation about the presence of ICE agents. There is currently no proof of a major ICE operation coming to Milwaukee. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Want to say thank you to Lanita Dawson from Jacob's Legacy Ladder. If you want information or her contact information, just text insurance, INSURANCE, to 833-212-1017, and you'll get back her email and phone number. So if you want to ask questions and get information and do all that stuff and kind of see what's going on and all that. As I used to say, get it? Got it? Good.
Number 5.
From CBS 58. So there was a town hall last night, and everybody was got their undies in a bunch because they was, oh my God, ICE going. And everybody's like, ICE not coming here. But we heard it. ICE isn't coming here. Hundreds of people lined outside the Vivarium last night for a town hall meeting on ICE put on by Alex Brower, the alderman, and other local organizations. The Vivarium quickly filled up, and people had to be turned away at the door because of capacity concerns. The local organization spoke about resources available and pushed people to get involved. And several people got to speak in a public comment portion on City Hall expressing concerns over potential ICE operations and asking questions about what they can do. How about do nothing because you've seen what happened on TV in Minneapolis, and even if ICE is the kinder, gentler, if you act the fool and disrupt a federal law enforcement officer, you're going to end up in jail, or God forbid, something bad happening. MPD Chief of Staff Heather Howe was there along with other MPD officers and said the department has been prepping for possible operations. How do you prep for possible operations that you can't do and you can't help? All you can do is crowd control. Well, she said, please know that we are in a situation ourselves. We are there to enforce laws. We are there to make sure people have their constitutional rights to free speech. But we also, as an agency, cannot obstruct another agency from their work. People continue to ask questions about MPD's potential involvement, with Howe explained that officers would treat every situation differently based on what was going on and would always have the goal of protecting the community. Andy Barber was at the town hall meeting and spoke in a public comment claiming the department would not work to protect residents. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, anyway, Barber said the police aren't committed to protecting us. What is it you expect them to do? Fight ICE for you? They're not. Now more than ever, we need to join together and use our collective might as members of the working class of Milwaukee and stop fascism right in its tracks. So he makes a political statement when the police department has to be apolitical. Yeah, I think I'll just move on to the next story because that makes absolutely no sense. Oh, by the way, did you know the government shutdown is over?
Number 4.
From Politico.com, Congress approved the spending package this afternoon. Donald Trump has officially signed it. That secures funding for the vast majority of federal agencies through September, ending the second government shutdown in the span of 4 months. What's left unfinished? Funding for Department of Homeland Security. That'll be a doozy with partisan tensions over immigration enforcement and all that stuff. And also TSA, FEMA, and other crucial agencies. The package the House passed in a bipartisan 217 to 214 vote this afternoon only funds DHS through next week. Democrats are refusing to support months of additional cash until Republicans agree to rein in the actions of ICE and Border Patrol agents following the fatal shooting last month of 2 U.S. citizens in Minnesota. Trump is expected to swiftly sign the legislation, which he already did, ending the partial government shutdown that began early Saturday morning after the Senate passed the altered package, punting the measure to the House. But if Republicans don't concede to enacting significant new mandates for DHS by the new February 13th deadline, the department say many Democrats have called rogue will face another funding lapse or short-term patch. And I find it interesting because what you're doing is removing all the resources for the same people that are immigrants that you say you want to help, but federal law enforcement still goes on to work. So think about what it is you're doing. You're literally setting people that you say you're trying to help on unequal footing. But you keep that up. Well, it looks like medical malpractice took a turn for what I believe is, believe it or not, for the better.
Number 3.
This from FoxNews.com. A former transgender teen has won a landmark medical malpractice lawsuit over surgery performed, now get this,
when she was a minor. Jamie Reed, a former caseworker at the Washington University Transgender Center, said the $2 million verdict validates warnings she has made for years about doctors pushing minors toward irreversible surgeries. She said she deserves justice for this. She really is the tip of the iceberg of how this industry has been treating these young people and their families. The plaintiff, Fox Varian, was 16 years old. Get this, 16 years old when doctors performed the double mastectomy. She's now an adult and no longer identifies as transgender. Varian argued that she was not mentally well or mature enough to make a life-altering medical decision as a minor. She testified, I was 16, and I was really mentally ill, obviously. I obviously wasn't mature enough to make the decision to have surgery, and I wasn't mature enough to handle the aftermath. On January 30th, the jury found that a psychologist and a surgeon were liable for malpractice, determining that they skipped key steps in deciding whether surgery was the best course. This is believed to be the first malpractice verdict involving a patient who was later detransitioned and won the case. Reed said families are often pressured into irreversible decisions, including being warned their child would commit suicide if the surgery is denied. Reed said a lot of this becomes that this is no longer a medical standard. Right now, this is a belief system that has been spreading through the medical system. Those providers have a false belief that they were saving children from the potential of suicide by doing these things. And she added that doctors often fail to present non-surgical alternatives, even though surgery is typically used as the last resort. Reed also mentioned that there could be many more cases similar to this and that there is no evidence to support claims of suicide if surgery is denied. Well, it looks like Milwaukee suburbs are coming up, or is it just too hard not to report?
Number 2.
We talked about the shooting they had in Waukesha the other day. Well, WISN 12 is reporting a car crash at Barker and River Roads in Brookfield this Saturday night led to a police shootout. And the arrest of the man is now linked to the drive-by shootings in Waukesha. Brookfield police said that when officers responded to the crash, the driver ran from the scene and shot at them. Police returned fire, and of course, being the better shots, hit the guy, who's now in the hospital and under arrest in critical condition, but stable condition. Channel 12 News is not naming the man because prosecutors have not yet charged him with a crime. Evidence collected at Brookfield linked the suspect to our shots fired investigation, said Captain Joe Hendricks, Waukesha Police Criminal Investigation Division commander. Police say the man is a person of interest in 2 shots fired on Wingate Way and another one on River Valley Road on January 24th. At a news conference yesterday, they revealed a canvas for video led them to a car, and then they figured out the person of interest was there. Police say it's the same car that crashed in Brookfield Saturday night. Police also used ballistic evidence to say the same gun was used at the 3 drive-by shootings. They say it appears to be random, though. We just don't know why. That's kind of weird. Well, I saw weird today.
Number 1.
Yeah, you might have heard about this, but I saw this. Wauwatosa Police Department confirmed to Channel 12 News that the squad police chase was involved in a crash was actually stolen. Got that? The police squad involved in a crash was stolen. According to police, a 26-year-old man with multiple warrants stole a Wauwatosa police vehicle, injured 4 officers during a multi-jurisdiction pursuit that began at Mayfair Mall and ended in Brookfield. An officer on patrol at Mayfair Mall parking lot around 10 a.m. observed the man, who had been directed by mall security to leave the property. After initially heading towards his white minivan in the parking lot, a license plate check revealed the vehicle had been involved in a domestic violence incident and pursuit with Oak Creek Police earlier today, as well as a separate pursuit with who? Brown Deer Police Department. Well, while the police officers attempted to do a traffic stop. The man fled, leading police northbound on North Lakeshore on Mayfair Road before continuing westbound on North Avenue. Near North 116th, they contacted the vehicle. The man refused to comply with commands. The suspect ran toward an unoccupied police squad car, entered it, shifted into reverse, accelerated, knocking several officers to the ground and striking an occupied squad car. A second pursuit began westbound on West North Avenue into Brookfield. And so I'm tooling out today, made a stop over in the 120th, around in there, in North Avenue. Went by Coles on 124th, and I went, and all of a sudden, I look up, and I start heading west because I was going to Menominee Falls, and I was going to take Lily Road. I said, I could go back to the expressway, but I'm going to just go straight. So I drove straight, and all of a sudden I hear the and so you've been in law enforcement long enough that you can have your windows closed and the music going, and if you see a twirl of a light or you hear a little itty-bitty sound, you know what a siren sounds like. And I look in my rearview mirror, and I see squads hauling my way. So initially I pull over, and they're still about maybe 4 or 5 blocks behind me. Then I realize, sometimes bad things happen, and they're headed somewhere, so let me get out the way. So I made a U-turn, and now I'm facing eastbound, driving east on North Avenue, and the squad's coming towards me. And I realize there's about 15 squad cars rolling down North Avenue, hauling anyway. And so they're speeding, and I see the car in front slow down, and then the passenger door opens. Now, in my training and experience, the only time a driver does that is when they're about to jump out and roll out of a car that they stole. And had he done that, that car would have kept going at about 100 miles an hour. So he closes the door. They go round and round and into the neighborhood. You see cars coming from Elm Grove, Brookfield. They go back and forth, and it was a nightmare. I pulled into a parking lot because I said, I'm not getting hit. Pulled in the parking lot, took out my phone and started videotaping. Sure enough, he comes back eastbound, hangs a left turn, tries to go, crashes, jumps out the car, tries to run. Of course, he's running from the police, and it's got to be at least 20, 25 cops there. They catch him. He's in custody. But that's not before he hit a civilian car. And so I see all this. And it was the strangest thing because I was like, wow, I remember when I used to do that. I ain't never doing that again. And it was just the most bizarre thing in the world. So they had him, and then he stole a car, and he goes driving away. Well, he had multiple felony and misdemeanor warrants through Waukesha County Sheriff's Office and a municipal warrant through West Allis. 4 officers were transported to a local hospital, stable condition, non-life-threatening injuries. Most bizarre thing I saw all day. I guess for him, it'll only get worse. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I had a quick question, and this was from something else that I was talking about a few weeks ago. And I don't remember if I asked, did I ask the question whether or not MPD should get facial recognition? I don't remember if I asked that question. So they're having a meeting this Thursday with the Fire and Police Commission of the Milwaukee Police Department to talk and discuss whether or not they're going to get facial recognition software with the Milwaukee Police Department. Is that something you believe the city should get? Should MPD get facial recognition? Yes or no? Yes or no? It'll be in the YouTube chat. 833-212-1017 is the number. Well, when we come back, I also want to talk about plea deals. They seem to be the norm nowadays.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured at work, unable to work due to health problems, or denied veteran benefits you're entitled to? Last year, Tayback Law returned over $73 million in wrongfully denied VA and Social Security benefits to people in our communities. Tayback Law celebrates Black History Month by bringing its message to 101.7 The Truth. The team is thrilled to see Milwaukee achieve this exciting new outlet for speaking truth to power. And Tayback Law is always ready to fight for you. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
I caught an Uber in the evening, and my show comes on. The playback is at 6. It comes on. My show comes on at 6 to 9. The driver was Somalian, and I was just, in the back seat. And so he was listening to my show. And we was talking about what was going on in Minnesota.
What was his take?
No, he liked my show. He liked it. He liked my show. He didn't know it was me, though. He didn't know that the person that was on the radio was in his back seat. So what was funny was I was listening to me and listening to how he was listening to the show. And so I asked him, I said, you like that show? And he was like, oh, yeah, I love that show.
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m., live on YouTube and right here on 101.7 The Truth. You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance, a place that believes in who they can become. At Milwaukee College Prep, we set the bar high with strong character, high expectations, and academic excellence starting as early as age 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee because we believe every child can achieve greatness. And the best part, it's tuition free. So if you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, because Milwaukee College Prep is where brilliance begins. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me jump on this YouTube chat before I get hollered at, because y'all know how y'all be, beating up on me and stuff. Dr. Ken, I was out of the car for a while. What insurance company is she from, and do they offer IULs? Text insurance at, 833-212-1017. Just text the word insurance, and you'll get her name, right? Not her name. You'll get her email and her phone number. Lanita Dawson, insurance broker. All right? Text insurance to 833-212-1017. The word insurance. All right. Let me check YouTube. So let me see. They've been hollered at me. Should MPD get facial recognition? I guess by the end of the show, I'll let you know how I feel about it, but I don't know. And yes, that was the same L. Dawson from the chat, Curly Q. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. You start to notice patterns. You start to notice things that are happening in the world. Yes, I've moved on. And before the break, I was talking about that I'm starting to see this thing of plea bargain. Now, I know plea bargains have to happen every day. You have to do it or the court would be crowded with jury trial after jury trial. You commit a crime, you won't get your jury trial for another 3.5, 4 years. And we talk about having speedy trials, and the only way you have a speedy trial is to what? Have plea bargains. And that way you don't have to bother with or worry having that. Hey, by the way, from WISN 12, breaking news says there's an officer-involved shooting on Milwaukee North Side. So want to make sure you stay aware of that. Let me do some quick looking to see what information I can get on that. Multiple sources have confirmed the 12 News an officer-involved shooting on the north side of Milwaukee near 98th and Lisbon Avenue. News sources 12 News is still trying to confirm what led to the shooting, but said the suspect is alive and conscious. No officers were injured in the shooting. That's why you got to listen to 101.7 The Truth, because we're going to bring it to you quick, fast, in a hurry, with no fat. Just straight fact. 833-212-1017 is the number. So this plea bargain. So you remember when we talked about the Corey Stingley thing and how it took so long? It took 12 years and trying to get everything together and all that, and they finally did it. And there was a restorative justice resolution that brings closure. Now, this is me. I'm only speaking for me. This has nothing to do with the Corey Stingley decision, what the family decided, or anything. I am not a proponent of restorative justice. I'm a proponent of restorative justice when the person actually pays for what they did. And I know the family may not want you to pay for it. The family may want you to do something or whatever, and they'll feel good. But I think that's a cop-out on the justice system side, because now the person gets away with something. And I don't think that's great. They vacated the conviction out of this guy's. I thought that it was the worst thing that ever happened in my life, and I was ashamed of that judge that decided to do that. It was terrible. That should have stayed on their record for the rest of their lives, because they killed a boy. And I would have to explain to the family, I understand there was something that you wanted, but we're not going to let this 67-year-old man who 12 years ago choked your son and killed him get away with it and not have it on his record. He needs to be reminded of it every single day of what he did. Now, you may move forward, but I don't know if he deserves to move forward. But that can count as a plea deal. Well, I was looking at a story from yesterday where, remember that a woman pled no contest to shooting and killing. You remember the shooting that happened in Brown Deer? I'm trying to get the name right. Akintunde Bowden, Akintunde, Akintunde Bowen, died after being shot by Kiana McGowan at their apartment complex in April of 2025. Prosecutors say Bowden went to confront his upstairs neighbor over loud music when McGowan shot him. McGowan told police she was afraid for her safety and thought Bowden was drunk. She was charged with second-degree reckless homicide and set to go to trial, but after discussions between the prosecutor and the defense, McGowan pled no contest to a lesser charge of negligent homicide. Why? Another plea deal. I'm not saying she deserves it or not. Maybe she does. Maybe there were some, well, clearly there were some mitigating circumstances that the prosecutor's office believed would have held up in court, or they may not have felt like they could actually get the conviction they were looking for. So they decided to go with that. And while I understand it, is this becoming a pattern? Is this becoming a pattern when you have black victims, and regardless of who the actor is, you get a plea bargain. Are we just kind of speeding up the court case? I don't know. What do you think? 833-212-1017. Does this make sense? Do plea deals serve justice to the victim and the survivors? I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. And I could be wrong. I could actually be wrong. But the fact that you're allowing somebody to get away with something and are they really paying for it? In some instances, I'd say no. Maybe I'd feel different if it was somebody in my family. Maybe I'd feel different if I was the victim. I don't know. But that kind of rubs me the wrong way. It makes me feel like I felt before, that in the Milwaukee community, you can pretty much do anything. And if you are from the black community as a victim, you are not going to get justice. And at that point, it really doesn't matter whether you're black or white, whether the actor or the offender is black or white, male or female. The victim and the survivors are not going to get justice. And I understand, I know the justice system well enough to know that there's a time and a place for plea bargaining, and there's a time and a place to not have to go to trial, and you can do some things and be more expedient. But are we being expedient and letting the criminal go? On the flip side, are we charging and overcharging people so that we can get them to plead to something so that they can then get sent to jail and I say I won? Because that's a scam too. That's why I am a proponent of you only get to charge somebody with 2 charges, 2 misdemeanors, 2 felonies, or 1 misdemeanor and 1 felony, and that's it. You figure out what you're going to do and what you think you can win. Because I think people that are getting charged are getting a bad rap, and many of them go to jail when they could have quite possibly beat the case, but they got a jackleg lawyer. By that, I mean a lawyer that doesn't have a lot of experience or is cheap to the point where they're incompetent. And there are a lot of really, really, really good lawyers that will plead your case. I know some of them. They are outstanding. But because I piled on 15 different charges on you and you plead to 1, it's like they guarantee they get the conviction, but you never get your day in court to show I might have been found not guilty. Well, if you get found guilty of this, you can go to jail for 15 years. We're going to give you 6 months, but but you're going to guarantee you get the conviction, and that's all you really care about. You don't care about how it's going to disrupt me, my family, my life. And that's the part that just rubs me the wrong way. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. When we come back, y'all know Trump is still doing stuff wrong. And now with the final traffic check of the day on 101.7 The Truth, here's Debbie Lazica.
Well, we got a new crash near the Marquette, northbound 43, just as you're getting on from 794 westbound. So shoulders are blocked, so that's going to be tightening things up through that area. We also have delays from Fond du Lac Avenue on the southbound side all the way down to the KK River crossing. The northbound side, by the way, backing up from Beecher all the way up past to Locust. We've got westbound 94, very heavy from 17th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is going to be slowing down from Highway F to about Brookfield Road, and then again from 92nd Street to Hawley Road. And taking a quick look at 35th Street, it is backed up, especially on the southbound side between Wisconsin Avenue and Greenfield. So just be giving yourself some extra time if you need to get across the Menominee Valley. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, a few clouds with a low of 9 above. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 25. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 101.7 The Truth.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready-to-act.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. With 2 days to go before the NBA trade deadline, the market for Giannis Antetokounmpo has started to make progress as the Milwaukee Bucks have submitted counteroffers to teams aggressively looking to deal for the two-time MVP. The Miami Heat, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Golden State Warriors, and the New York Knicks are among the most active suitors. The Milwaukee Bucks head into a matchup against the Chicago Bulls tonight after losing 5 in a row. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. 6 teams have officially left their regional sports network and joined Major League Baseball on Monday, essentially shredding their local media contracts, the Milwaukee Brewers being one of those teams. The teams have decided to partner with MLB, which will produce their games for the 2026 season and beyond. On Twitter, the Brewers confirmed that fans within the Brewers' home television market will have options to watch games on cable and satellite television or stream through MLB.TV app. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. It is 38 minutes after the hour. More breaking news. Fox News is now reporting Kash Patel tells Fox News the FBI is aware of a ransom note for Nancy Guthrie. You remember that is the mother of Samantha Guthrie, who's on, I think it's NBC Today show in the morning. We've been talking about it for the last day or two. And she was abducted out of their home, and now there's a ransom note. So FBI is involved. We'll probably be getting updates. If you want to watch your local news, we'll get an update, or you can just tune to our sister station, 620 WTMJ, and they'll be able to get you more info. So I was looking at this story on Straight Arrow News. Trump thinks Republicans should nationalize elections. Absolutely, positively, beyond a shadow of a doubt. No, I can only say that because the other language is not appropriate as a Christian and as a human being. President Donald Trump is urging Republicans to take over voting nationwide, repeating unfounded claims of widespread voter fraud as his administration pushes to reshape election rules ahead of this year's midterms. The comments come as the White House and congressional Republicans move to overhaul election procedures. It's a push that's already drawn sharp criticism from voter rights advocates and election officials. Now, here's what Trump said. In an interview with conservative podcaster Dan Bongino, who resigned from his post as deputy FBI director in December, Trump alleged that non-citizen voting is influencing election outcomes. I'm sure it is in some instances. Now, it's a claim that election officials in multiple investigations have rejected. The Republicans should say, we want to take over, we should take over voting. In at least 15 places. This is what Trump says. The Republicans ought to nationalize the voting. We have states that are so crooked and they're counting votes. The president did not elaborate on how he wants Republicans to nationalize voting. However, in a statement to ABC News, White House spokesperson Abigail Johnson said Trump deeply cares about the safety and security of our elections. Okay. That's why he's urged Congress to pass the SAVE Act and other legislative proposals that would establish uniform standard of photo ID for voting, prohibit no-excuse mail-in voting, and end the practice of ballot harvesting. I get the ballot harvesting thing. We shouldn't do that, right? You shouldn't just have any old Joe Blow stand on a corner and collect ballots and drop them off. That's not a good idea. You can add ballots to the bag. You could take ballots out the bag. No. You need to be election commissioner. You need to be signed and sworn in and all that stuff so that if you act a fool, you go to prison, right? I even get the ID card thing. You need an ID card to get liquor. You need an ID card to buy cigarettes. You need an ID card to go to the doctor. You need an ID card to get on an airplane. And if you don't have a real ID, you're going to end up paying $45, only good for like a week or something. So we have all those things in place. So if you're going to vote, I think you need an ID card too. That's just me. I think you need an ID card. I don't think it would kill you to show an ID card. Now, that being said, you can't be telling people to show documentation that they're a U.S. citizen. How you going to do that? I need to see your birth certificate. I'm not going through all that. I did all that when I registered to vote. If I didn't have the information needed in order to register to vote, then I can't. If I don't already have a government ID or a birth certificate and I'm registering, I shouldn't be able to vote anyway. I shouldn't be able to become registered to vote. But when I show up at the poll, I'm going to be mad if DJ Brother Z go in and say, hi, my name is Kenneth Harris. And they look me up, and you know that I'm not Kenneth Harris. And as a election official, there's nothing you can do. You have to go ahead and put it through and then fill out a form that says that you believe such and such and such and such, and they check it. That doesn't make any sense to me. Hey, I moved and I got ID and my name is this, and I used to live over here and now I live over here. And you fill out a provisional ballot. And you vote. I don't know. Sometimes it's counted. Sometimes you go to the machine and it's instantly counted and they verify it with the tape and all that other. I think we need to come up with a way. But what I don't want is Republicans trying to create the way that we have to vote locally. That's a local issue. And I'm just making up the state. If South Carolina wants you to be able to stay open 24 hours a day and they got the people and they got the numbers and their safety and you can come vote 24 hours a day up to like 2 weeks before election, then you should be able to do that. That's what they want. You should not be able to step in and say what you think it is and somebody else can't. And they live there. Elections are local. Now, if you want to do it for federal elections, hey, knock yourself out. Local elections, stay away from it. Stay away. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Wisconsin already has voter ID. Nobody like fell out. Nobody screamed and hollered. You can use multiple types of IDs. Some of them are free. They gave money for state IDs. I think money for county, and so you can get them from multiple places, and they're good for voting. At some point, you need an ID card so you can say who you are. I don't want Joe Blow rolling through and voting in my stead because they know where I vote, and then I come vote and they tell me I voted already. And then tell me, well, you can fill out a provisional ballot. So you're going to let somebody else come in and vote for me? And that's when you didn't have an ID card. Now, you need an ID card. And you need to sign. So if I lie and I sign, they got you. I'm just saying. This makes no sense. I don't know. We're making life way too hard. We are making everything way too hard. It should not be that hard to just simply come in and vote. It should not be that hard to simply come in and be able to vote. Show your ID card. Yes, I am who I am. I vote, and I'm done. Is that simple? Okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. This other story, I thought about Milwaukee because there are so many things that we need to do. Wisconsin really needs to start looking at AI. We've got these data centers that are being built everywhere, and we've got everything that's coming. So now there's something, this is weird. I don't know if you heard about this, DJ Brother Z. They want to give AI personhood. You can have an AI actress. Well, being a person in America grants inalienable rights. We fought wars over it. This is from Straight Arrow News. We fought wars over it. The latest battle hinges on whether artificial intelligence, or AI, should be considered as much as a person as you or me. A number of states have either passed or are considering legislation that would prohibit AI from having the same rights as human beings. What idiot in their right mind would say that an AI actress, hey, we're not going to be working that long because the AI actress needs to take a break? It's code. It can go forever. It can't be 3/5 of a person. And let me straighten, since we're in Black History Month. Let me just help people out with the 3/5 person. The clause in the Constitution that talks about blacks being counted as 3/5 person was not as human being 3/5 person, but for the census as it related to when you vote. So here's what was happening prior to the Civil War, right? So what's happening is southern states are saying, we have an extra, 800, I'm just picking a number, 800,000 people, and so we should have more seats in the House, right? We should have more seats in Congress because we got more people. And they were like, excuse me, yeah, they're slaves. They're not citizens. Yeah, but they're people here. They generate revenue for us. They're people. So we don't have 100,000 people in our county. We have 900,000 people. And for X number of population, we get X amount of seats. What that would have done in the South is the South would have had more seats in Congress than the North, and they literally would have taken over the federal government, and we would still be slaves right now. So the compromise was, okay, you got to take care of them. You have to have infrastructure and all this other junk to take care, well, not junk, to take care of them. So what we'll do is we'll count them in the census as 3/5. So if you've got to get my calculator out. So if you've got 800,000 slaves, right? Times 0.6, which is 3/5, you really only have 480 counted toward the census. And that was it. You basically count them as 60%. Not you as a man and your worth as a human being. And so what's happened over the years is people have used that to say black people only counted as 3/5. Well, that was for the census. Now, did other people use it in a negative way, in the way that they say? Absolutely, they did. They most certainly did. And that part is really not cool. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I need you to listen this Friday, all right? First 3 Fridays in February for Black History Month, we're going to have Dr. Ken's Trivia. Now, it's not questions, it's culture, it's facts they don't teach you, stories that matter. We're going to test whether or not you know, and we're going to teach you some stuff along the way. So the way it's going to work, and I can tell you now the way it's going to work. So you're going to be able to come in, and you're going to be able to be asked the question, and if you get the question right, you win a prize pack. If you don't get the question right, I'm going to go to the next question and go to a different person, and we'll keep going, and we'll go through a number of questions. How many prize packs do I get to give away? Okay, we're going to have to find out how many prize packs. I'm going to give away like 5 prize packs. No, I don't know. We'll do it. Let me squeeze her in. Kay, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm sorry, him.
Hey, how are you doing today, boss?
I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay.
He should have just put the letter K, and then I would have known that it was a man.
Hey, it's all good. Okay. The reason why I wanted to call today was this, right? I love your show, and one of the things that I feel like maybe you are downplaying a little bit is the severity of what he just said. I think Trump has shown us that when he says something 2 or 3 times, and in December he spoke to a group of Republicans and told them, hey, if we don't win the midterms, I'm going down. So I think when we see a president who has shown us to put action behind his words as much as he can, when he's telling you, I want to nationalize this for people of color especially, right? Because the majority, which is, Caucasians, they're the majority. They're gonna be okay either way that it goes, right? But the people that are really going to feel that press is me and you. So that's just where I feel like, you're doing an excellent job of making us aware of this, but I also feel like we need to really talk about that, right? And when you said, hey, stay away from local, but I mean, if they can infringe upon it nationally, I don't think they can infringe upon local. I don't think they can infringe upon local nationally. I think the Supreme Court has already said federal is fine, but local you can't. I'm going to double check that. Thank you for that. Well, hang on. I got to go. I got to roll. But thank you for that. Call me back tomorrow. Call me back tomorrow. I will.
All right. Take care. All right. So, yeah.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you've experienced an acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
Well, I guess facial recognition is a no. 80% said no, only 20% said yes. So guess we'll see it. All right, well, thank you for that, Essie and Mao and Curly Q. What's going on? Who else is hanging out up in here? Willie, Dimitri. Didn't see you slipping there, Dimitri. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Thanks for hanging out. Again, if you want information on the insurance broker, Lenita Dawson, Jacob's Legacy Ladder, go to 833-212-1017 is the number. Just text insurance and you'll get her information. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show is going to be a rebroadcast coming up right after me, and then you'll go throughout the night where you get the best in Milwaukee Black Talk right here. Want to say thank you, DJ Brother Z. Appreciate you. And want to thank you for being here, everybody. Hey, Lucretia here. Want to say hello to everybody in here. Al Walters. Everybody. Did I get everybody? All right. Get it. Got it. Good. God bless. Take care. Hey, I'm out.
Be quiet.
On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers complete their homestand as